Welcome back. History was made in Nigerian politics this year when Muhammadu Buhari became president. It was the first time the opposition political party has won the presidential election. Since this involved history before the inauguration, I had a chat with a man who has lived through Nigeria's political metamorphosis, Chief Richard Akinjide. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria, a former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, a member of the London and Gambia Bar, and a practicing lawyer. He begins by sharing his thoughts on the transition. Chief Akinjide, it's an honor speaking to you about Nigeria's next era as we begin a new government in the country. How significant is a handover ceremony for Nigeria?
That is another great era in the history of this country. And when I watch television, listen to radio, read magazines and newspaper, many commentators don't really understand what we are doing. It is just another era in the history of this country. If you look at the history of France, of Belgium, of England, of America, of Japan, even of India, China, they went through this history. They went through this type of transition we are going through. So we are doing it. We've done it before. And our children, grandchildren, and generations to come, we also do it again. So you and I should be happy to be part of this era. I am very happy.
But considering, how this government evolved and the elections that have just taken place, how significant is it for this present administration that's coming in?
I think a new government is coming in. The former government there at the federal level left office, was defeated, and a new one is coming in. People have made a lot of noise about that. I don't. Because what happened in Nigeria, by a sitting government leaving power and giving to another power, is something that should happen. It has happened several times in the United States of America. I've been in America when they were doing elections. In fact, sometimes when they are doing the presidential election in America, I go there to watch it. It has happened in England. I've been in England when they are doing elections. And one prime minister is defeated, another one comes in. This has happened in France, it's happened in Switzerland, it's happened in Belgium and Japan. Even in India, it has happened. So we should be happy that such a thing is happening. It is what we call the movement of power from one group to another group.
What would you consider most significant about this particular handover ceremony, knowing Nigeria's political and military experience?
What President Jonathan did was excellent. He knew he lost the election. He knew another government is coming in. It is worthless filing an election petition on the facts we know, and he is giving a clean slate to the government which is coming in. And the government coming in has a very, very important role to play. One, they've got to play the game according to the rules. Secondly, when they come in, they must know they've come to office and they've come to power. But the most important thing is that there should be no monopoly of power. That is one thing we should remember. If you look at the United States of America, when a president comes in, he always picks somebody from the other groups who have left power into the cabinet. Even the same thing in England. They pick people, even in the opposition party, to be ambassador, to be this, to be that. We should understand the equation of politics. That is not something you should hold as if it's your personal assets to acquire wealth, to acquire money. I hope we've played the role according to the game. And I hope those who are coming in also will follow suit and do the same thing. The change of power has taken place from military to military, than civilian to civilian. I think many people forget that. If you see the change of power taken place. It was the military overthrowing the military, not the civilian overthrowing the civilian. That is why what you said is right. That is the first time this type of equation is taking place. But I believe it will continue like that. I don't think anybody will try to overthrow any government or to play a foul game. The era of coup to coup is gone forever, and I don't think we will ever have it again.
For the new governments, the new administration that's coming, a lot of people have expectations. What if you were to set an agenda for the president-elect as he takes over office? What would you suggest would be the first few areas he should prioritize?
I do not want to give any advance verdict. All I will say is that I'm extremely sympathetic. I don't want to say sorry for any government coming in, because the situation today is not the best. Not because of the government going in, not because of the government coming in, but the economic equation of the whole world is very bad. Nigeria lives mainly on oil. In fact, 80%, if not 90% of our foreign exchange come from oil and gas. And we've not been developing our palm kernel, we're not developing our cocoa, our cotton, our granules, as we used to do years to come. We rely heavily on oil and gas. But the price of oil and gas has collapsed. I was just reading the latest Economist, which is the matter will not get better, it will get worse. That is the bad news, I have to say. And the government coming in should not think that things are going to be normal. I like to see the equation in the next 6 months, the next 9 months, the next 12 months. And then we'll be able to sit down and debate this matter again.
The issue of declaring assets before, taking up ministerial positions has been emphasized by the president-elect, who says that, before you take up any ministerial or government appointments, you will have to declare assets. Would that really help to curb corruption in the country?
The truth is that there's no time in history we have not declared our assets. During Balewa's time, we declare our assets. During Shagari's time, we declare our assets. And I like to indulge in the belief that during the military regime, too, they declare assets. People have always declared assets. But what comes out of it? I'm not against it. By all means, let everybody declare assets. But I only hope that everything will be done according to the rules.
For the past 16 years, the People's Democratic Party has held on to the reins of power. They've been at the central government. Do you think the All Progressives Congress has, the stamina to stay in power as long as the PDP has, now that they're in the central government?
Well, you see, let's get something right. The change of power that has taken place, in my view, is not between political parties. It's between the North and the South. The people in the North want to come back to power. The people in the South thought they should continue to remain in power. I think that is a true equation of what has taken place. When the Northerners have come to power too, for a number of years, you will see that agitation will start again, and people in the South will say they want to come back to power. I don't believe that is very good for the equation of the country. We should not look at Nigeria between the North and the South. Nobody does politics like that. You don't talk of Wales and England in UK, or you don't talk of Scotland and England between UK. We should look at equation and the strength of the various political power and let people come to power in accordance with their norms, their manifestos, and their beliefs.
It's interesting you should say that, because federalism has always played a big role, in our governance, where one section of the country says it's our turn to produce the president, another section says it's our turn to produce the vice president, and so on. It really hasn't gotten us anywhere.
I agree with you. It is wrong, and it is very wrong. I don't see the people of England saying that, no, this is time for Scottish to produce prime minister. No, this is time for England to produce, or the time for Wales to produce. What really produces leaders is the political parties and the quality of the leaders. That is what we should do here. We should not look at it from the point of view of region or zones. Oh, the Yoruba should produce the president this time, or the Northerners should produce, or the Igbo should produce, or the Delta should produce. If we continue in that equation, I don't think it will be very good for the stability of this country. What we should look for is the best materials, no matter from whether it come from Sokoto, or you come from Katsina, or you come from Kaduna, or Ibadan, or Benin, or from Igbo land. Has that argument worked? That is a rhetorical question we have to ask. Has it worked? I think that equation should not be overplayed. This time, for the first time in the history of the country, and I like it very much, we have the president coming out from the Delta area. And the Delta consists of about 6 states. And they've never produced any president. I don't see anything wrong in that.
And that's our package this week. Don't forget, you can leave us a comment on our page on facebook.com/diplomatic channel and on Twitter @diplomatic chan. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. I'll see you next time.